Hi everybody, it's Gail from Gail's Bookish Things. I have a little unboxing to share with you today. I'm super excited about this. This is a gift from my daughter. I had a birthday towards the end of October, the 30th, and my 18-year-old daughter bought this pen for me. So one of the joys of having your kids grow up, if you're not there yet, is when they get jobs, they can buy you nice gifts if they're so inclined. So I had seen this pen on a ad, and she said, well, I'll get that for your birthday. And I felt like maybe that was a little too much, but she kind of joked around and said she had plenty. So it finally arrived. This is from Jet Pens. There's a cool little, I won't read it now, a little cartoon on the bottom, and then it's the Kaweco, I think I'm pronouncing correctly, brass sport fountain pen in the broad nib. That has been my favorite nib so far in the various pens I've tried, so I went with that. I generally like the bolder lines. So this is cool. It's a pen, it's from Germany. Started in 1883. I'm always intrigued by that, and I feel like a company with such a long history most likely is making a quality product. And I'm also excited sometimes to receive things that are from Germany because some of my heritage is German, so that resonates with me. I don't know if it's Kaweco or Kaweco, but I'm pretty sure that W is a V sound. There's a little dent in there, and I'm not sure if that's normal or if it's just messed up. But anyway, that's okay. So this is kind of a cool box. I know you're not really probably that interested in the box, but this sort of has dimension to it. So the nib and the pen stick up here, as does the logo. And then the K, which I never noticed before, is a fountain pen. So here we go. It is kind of weird that it's got that goober in there. See, little things I noticed that don't matter. But anyway, it does feel very substantial. Oh no, I don't need to cut that, it's open. Wow, so I was watching, Adventure in Denali. And I don't know that I remember her name or know it for sure. I know somebody was just asking about it, but she was talking about brass pens and how sturdy this pen feels, and it really does. It feels like it could take a bit of a beating and be okay. Yeah, I'm having trouble seeing today in my lighting, but there's the logo there. And let's see, it looks like a smallish looking nib for a small pen. Apparently this just kind of clicks on the end. See, it feels heavy-ish compared to maybe using my Lamy Safari or my TWSBI family of pens, but I like that. That doesn't bother me at all. So let's unscrew it and see if the cartridge is in there. It looks like it is, and it looks like, well, there we are. It is in there, but it's not attached. So I'm kind of debating on whether or not I want to use that. I know it just comes with, I think it's a blue cartridge. I did buy the converter. Some of you have said just use this up or even open it and dump the ink if you want, and then you can syringe the kind of ink you want into these and use them over for several times. Jen, I think you're the one that told me that, and I really like that idea, and I will probably do that. I have so many pen inks that I want to use that sometimes, although it's a good thing to come with ink, I want to use the inks I want to use more than kind of a standard once. I'll probably, for now, I will use the minuscule converter and fill this with one of my recent ink samples and see how I like it, because I know that in swatching the ink samples I've recently received, let's see, I'm trying to figure out, do I even need to unscrew that? I think I do, because there's the threads there. So it goes in and twists. Okay, very cool. I love that. That is so neat. And I understand that this will really develop a neat patina the more it's handled. So that's going to be fun. Let me pause a minute and I'll get the cap I ordered a while ago, and I'll get the converter and show you actually how miniature it is. Okay, here I am back. I just had to run to the other room where I keep most of my pen supplies. So I'm going to decide between, I was thinking of doing the Noodlers, Black Swan, and English Roses, but I just cleaned out my purple TWSBI, finally learning how to disassemble and reassemble these, so that's fun, and I feel like I'm getting them pretty clean doing that. I think I'm going to put this sample from my friend Donna at South Shore Paper in this one, and I'm going to try more of the khaki. I loved swatching it. This is by Diamine. Sorry, not khaki, Desert Burst. I also have the khaki that Jen sent me, so that's going to be a toss-up. Decisions. Okay, here is, and I forgot to grab the converter. I decided to get the black clip. I'm not sure why. I guess I just felt like maybe it would look nice with that, and I wasn't sure what metal I wanted to use. So I guess it just goes on like that. Or do you want to cover up the Kaweco thing? Maybe I want it that way. I'm not sure. It goes down, I guess, as far as you want to stretch it. That seems secure there. And I have heard that if you keep that on there, you'll start to see the patina around it, and then it's sort of like getting a suntan. You know, you show where your watch was or something, and there's a difference in the color. So I thought that would be fun, and I like the idea of a pen clip so that I can use it in my journals that have the pen loops, and I just don't want to lose it. I like the idea of it being held secure. So I'm going to go, I meant to grab it. I'm going to go get the converter, and then we will do that. Robert Oster inks. I don't think I bought any of my own yet that are Robert Oster. And then the other thing was the Diamine Desert Burst. I thought it would be fun to have a color that kind of went with the pen. Not that that's necessary, and I have gotten away from that, so I'll decide here in a second. This is rather funny. So I was warned that this was small, but it's like itty bitty. It's like a little baby converter. It's so hilarious, but it's so cute. I have smallish hands. I don't know that anybody's hands look small on YouTube, but this is even small in my palm. I will play around with that and then come back. I just need to decide which color to use. Anyway, I wanted to say the reason I decided to get this very small converter was my impatience with using ink colors. So there are a few inks that I love using, and I pick up the pens all the time because I like how the nib and the ink work together. When I don't like the combination as well, I find that I don't want to use that particular pen, or I'm finding maybe I want to switch colors. I'm getting tired of the color that's in there. So this little itty bitty baby converter I thought would give me some opportunity to try out different inks without having to stay with any one for a long time. And I know that that will be very frequently that I would need to fill it, but I just wanted to try that for now and have the experience of both kinds of ways of using ink and the pen. But you can see in the small converter how much, or a cartridge, how much smaller the converter is. But I will fill that and come back and we'll take a look at how this writes. Can't wait to try it. Okay, I think we're set. I looked at a quick gold spot pen tutorial on how to fill the converter with ink. I decided to go with the Robert Oster Khaki, and let's give it a whirl. I really like this wet flow. That's my favorite thing about writing with fountain pens. And this is a super nice green. I liked it with the swatching. It reminds me of the diamine. No, I keep saying diamine. It's Aurora and Klinger Alt Gold Green, but this has a much wetter flow, and it looks like it will have some shading too. And I'm wondering if I'll like my Alt Gold Green better in this pen than how I have been using it. Before I got to this section, as you can see, I spilled some ink on my hand. I'll wash that later, but I had some ink in the lid, and I forgot that, and I picked it up to put it on top of the vial, and I got it all over the place. So I guess it's one of those things that go with fountain pen use, and as you can see, I tried to swab it up real quick with my blotting paper. So I made a mess. My other pen mishap this week was when I pulled the feed and nib off of one of my Twispies. I dropped the nib, the metal part, the nib, into the sink, and I realized it a minute late, and so I was digging around in the gook that was in our disposal and rescued my Twisby nib, thankfully. So, but yes, anyway, this is a awesome ink. I love the feel of this pen. It's super substantial. I think it's really going to hold up. The converter, like I said, was kind of weird for me to figure out, but because you insert it in here with the thing fully drawn instead of pushing it in. So after the video, I have it, and I think I'll be fine next time. But I really, really like this pen. Glad I got the broad nib, and I'm going to have a lot of fun. I feel like it's going to be really good with some of these inks that I was drawn to, but then was having trouble with them writing as I expected them to. So I think this is going to be an awesome combination. And because I have that little tiny converter in there, I can try some other inks in this. So knowing how this works will be a good comparison when I put in a few other kinds. But this is great. So yeah, thank you, my dear daughter Courtney, for buying this for me. It's going to get years and years of good use. I just know it, and hopefully I'm going to give everybody the fountain pen bug in my family, and we can all enjoy this hobby together. So with that, I will just say thanks for watching and watching my struggles and learning with me, and we'll see y'all next time. Bye.